All right, shalom, boys. Here, welcome to the company. Well, I talked about this a little bit earlier about, this quote unquote big beautiful bill, and I'm calling it the big beautiful screw because Trump did not run on this, but this AI stuff that's in it. It is truly diabolical, and people just don't understand what just now took place when he passed this bill. We're concerned about Medicaid and Medicare cuts and Section 8 and whether or not some hood rat is going to get her Section 8 cut or whether or not somebody's going to get their EBT cut. And that pales in comparison to the AI exemptions, the federal law that basically said that artificial intelligence companies cannot be regulated for at least 10 years. That means that they have the right to do whatever it is that they want to do without regulation. That means that they can put a big old fat data center in your backyard, and there's nothing that any local or state government can do. There's no zoning regulations. Do you know how much water these data centers use? You know how much energy these data centers use? So you're not only dealing with the local health ramifications of these data centers, but you're also dealing with the impact of artificial intelligence on the general population. We know that they no longer need coders anymore. Remember, a few years back, there was this big craze for everybody to go and get coding because they're going to need so many coders in the next 10, 15, 20 years. Do you remember that? Do you remember? I remember it. I remember it as clear as day. So, coding for kids. Well, they don't need that anymore. And they knew that this was taking place. So you had all of these people go out and get all these coding jobs and get all these coding degrees, and now they're being laid off. People just don't understand the diabolical nature of Trump and the policies that he's putting forward. How he's basically just going and enacting laws that has not been approved by Congress. And not only that, if the Supreme Court says, hey, this is unconstitutional, he says, hey, shit, I'm going to do it anyway. It really is unsettling, to say the least. That means that, hey, if they want your land, they can go ahead and say, hey, they can kick you off your land. See, this is how they're going to go about implementing this new world one currency system that's coming, because, hey, the BRICS have damn near tripled in size now. It's no longer Russia and China and India and South Africa. It's no longer just those in Venezuela. It's no longer just those countries anymore. A lot of more people are signing up. And did you know that your dollar lost 10% of its value this year alone? What do you think is going to happen when these trillions of dollars get printed over the next 2-3 years? You know what's going to happen to the value of the dollar? See, it's going to cause the prices of everything to continue to rise. What does that mean for you homesteaders? Because see, I always go back to, what does this mean for us? And it's having an impact on homesteads. It's having an impact on people who want to get together and buy land. How so, you could say? Well, a lot of people, they depend on, these factory jobs and stuff. And what happens when your forklift job goes away? What happens when you can no longer, because hey, out here, in these rural hospitals start to get cut because of a lot of the recipients or the people that uses these hospitals on Medicare and Medicaid. What happens when the cost of lumber goes up, cost of nails and screws and stuff goes up, and your income is going down and inflation is going up? Sure, for those who've moved, and we're fine, and we're already pretty much set up. I mean, probably I got no more than a year's worth of projects that I have to do in terms of major projects, and everything else is just minor. But that major stuff that needs to get done, we're fine. It's not going to have any effect on us. But those who look to build homesteads, because material costs are going up, all of these things will have a negative effect on you, in your family. And I've been saying it for years now. The time to have come out and done this stuff was probably 10 to 20 years ago, because it's going to take a good 10 years. Now this is provided that you have the skill sets, the economics, and the resources in order to get it done. A bare minimum of 10 years to get this thing done. And we're running out of time. We're running out of, the resources are depleting. A lot more people will not be able to afford to even move, let alone live on a homestead, because of the cost of living. Because you're responsible, of course. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to feed yourself. You got to make sure you got health care. You got to make sure that you got housing, and all that responsibilities, of course, on you. So you're going to see a whole lot less people move into the country because they can't afford it. And if they move to the country, they're going to be living in vans and beat up RVs and trailers, and that's pretty much how they're going to live, because they're just not going to have access to the finance of the money to get things done. It's pretty sad to see what's going on in this country, but we saw it. We saw it many moons ago. We saw it, and people are suffering big time, and they're gonna suffer. All these people, white collar jobs, white collar folk losing their jobs. It really is grievous in the spirit to watch what's taking place. Or more so, how people are preparing themselves in their houses to shield themselves from all of this economic liability. You saw it even last year. You saw it. The price of food going up. Well, how does that affect you? If you are expecting someone else to put food on your table, give a good example, charity banks and stuff. You're going to have to make sure that you know how to feed yourself and produce for yourself, because nobody else is not going to be taking on that responsibility anymore. Why? Because just like myself, a lot of people are reading this big, beautiful bill, and they are removing themselves from fiscal responsibility. It's fascinating to see. But hey, no AI regulation. This is pretty bad. It really is. But everybody concerned about Section 8 cuts. That's the least of your concern.